Hello and welcome back to the 816 660 podcast. As you guys can tell, we're back in our banging setup. This place is awesome. Red Kingdom. I got a little bit of yellow on today, but that's besides the point. We're rocking. We're back. We're excited to be back here in Maryville, Missouri. But anyways, we'll be going over the game against the Los Angeles Rams. So Aaron Donald and the Los Angeles Rams came to town. I was excited for this matchup because these two teams have had battles in the past. Honestly, their past battle was a Monday night football game, and that was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Granted, the Chiefs lost that game in Los Angeles, but it was fun. It was over 100 points scored, so it was nice to see the Super Bowl champs coming into town who are more on not a hangover from the Super Bowl anymore, just a lot of struggles coming in with injuries, injured quarterback, injured star receiver in Cooper Kupp. So I was excited because I knew their defense was star studded and they were completely healthy. So I knew it was going to be a battle more than people saying, oh, the Chiefs are favored by 16 and a half points, 14 and a half, whatever it was. But I was excited for the matchup and ready to take on the challenge of Aaron Donald. The Chiefs and Rams both started the game by punting the football on their first drives, but on the Rams' first punt, big turnover that they had. Sky Moore muffed the punt. Third muff punt of the season. My thing is, why is that guy still back there? His confidence wasn't really the highest in punt returning. And not every rookie has to be a returner. If they're good enough just being a wide receiver, what's the need to put them back there? I believe that's a little bit on the coaching staff because his confidence is a little down in that aspect. And like I said earlier, not everybody has to be good their rookie season at punt returning. If he's good enough at wideout, making plays there, which he has in the past 2 weeks, no need to destroy that confidence. Just keep the guy rolling, making plays for Pat when he needs to, especially on big third downs that he has in the past week. So get him out of there, but keep him going as a wideout and keep that confidence up. I'm going to go back to Kellen on this one. Kellen's been talking about the last 3 weeks back and forth, him and I. The defense needs to stay strong in his comments, like I've said in past videos, stay true to this day. We're relying more on our defense than we are our offense, which is nice because Patrick and Trav and all those guys don't have to go out there and put up 45 points a game to win 45 to 40, those higher scoring games to be able to beat teams where our defense is able to keep those guys down on the other side of the ball, anywhere ranging from 20 to less points, putting less pressure on Pat in the offense. The struggles, though, have really not even come in the pass or run game. But when we run the ball more successfully, it opens up that pass game more for Patrick, where he's able to get outside the pocket, find those open receivers downfield, or even those short stick routes that are able to get us anywhere from 5 to 8 yards. And 5 to 8 yards every other play, is a first down. And mentioning the run game, Isaiah Pacheco runs like a Tasmanian devil. That guy got rocked at least twice, and the guy pops up and flexes and just keeps on moving down the field. And as a defense, when you're playing against a guy like that, I feel like that'd be demoralizing. You lay a hit stick to the guy, and he gets up and pops and he flexes like nothing happened. Will he feel the next day? Oh, 100%. But with that attitude of keep rolling, keep going, it's just hard to stop. And he has so much energy when he plays, when he runs. I think we've kind of found our guy in running back. We've missed a lot of that when Kareem Hunt left with all those things. But now that we have a hard runner, downhill runner in Isaiah Pacheco, it's nice to see that we can not only rely on the arm of Patrick, but we can rely on the legs of our running back in Isaiah Pacheco. And with Isaiah Pacheco's first touchdown of the game, not only game, but of the season, he had a star-studded dance to let you guys know he's him. That guy is an absolute freak, like I said, Tasmanian devil. So exciting to watch, and I can't wait to see not only the rest of the season from him, but his future in Kansas City and what he'll be able to do for this organization. And shout out to my man Kellen again. The defense that he said has been rocking. They have anywhere from 2 to 5 sacks every game in the past few weeks. Those guys are getting to the quarterback, putting a lot of pressure on whoever's back there. It could be your first string, your third string. Just good ball all around. Now, Kelly and I were talking a little bit earlier where, we've had games where the offense is rolling. We've had games where the defense is rolling. We even had a couple games where all three of the aspects of the game, offense, defense, and special teams, have been on. But I'm waiting for that game here later in the season where everybody's on. There's not a lot of struggles. Yeah, you're going to give up plays. Yeah, there's going to be penalties like this yellow hoodie I'm wearing. You'll see that yellow laundry on the field a couple times. But as long as you keep playing that fundamentally sound, hard-nosed football that I know the Chiefs can do, especially now that we have that running game, it's going to be hard to stop. They're a big threat in the AFC. You also have big threats in the Bills and the Dolphins. I think those are your top three teams in the AFC. So all those hard-nosed teams will be really fun to watch come playoff time. My key players on offense are Patrick, Trav, and Isaiah Pacheco. Patrick had over 300 yards, only one touchdown pass to one interception. He had a post-game press conference talking about, I feel like I can play pretty good, but there's always that one freaking play every game that's just a silly mistake. And if you get rid of that, what could the score be? Yeah, it was nice to win 26-10 and have that 16-point margin, but to put less pressure on the defense, why can't we go up and put 40? We know we have that in us. Yeah, we don't have to do it, but even just to get rid of those mistakes, even if we still only win by 16 and make mistake-free football happen, going to be the hardest team to stop in the NFL. My boy Trav had himself another game, 4 receptions, 57 yards, and a touchdown. The guy keeps proving himself, broke another record this week, the fastest to, I believe, 10,000 yards in your first 11 seasons. And you look back at it, he didn't even play his rookie season. So he's done this all in 10 seasons. The guy's a freak. I don't think he's slowing down. For me, in my probably biased opinion, a top 5 tight end to ever play in NFL history. I already mentioned Isaiah Pacheco, but he did have 22 carries on the day, 69 yards in that touchdown with his little touchdown dance celebration. He was getting jiggy with it down in the end zone, bringing a lot of energy to Arrowhead Stadium, and I'm sure it was loud. I wasn't there, unfortunately, because, Thanksgiving travels, all that good stuff. But speaking of Thanksgiving, hope y'all had a good one. Got a little extra stuffing in you. Put a little LBs on for the winter. Keep you nice and warm. But back to football. Isaiah Pacheco, just a freak. So excited again. Guys on defense that have continued to play well. L'Jarius Sneed has bounced back from his game against the Jags a couple weeks ago. He had a pick in the game. Also had some pressures on the quarterback. Nick Bolton, 2 interceptions in 2 weeks. That's huge to see. Just making good plays on the ball. Also one of the leaders in the league in tackles. He's really proven himself to become a leader in only his second year. I mean, he's a guy with the green dot on the back of his helmet, getting the radio calls in. So I believe one of our captains on defense, even though he may not actually have the C voted on by the teammates or the patch at the end of the season. But the guy's just a good leader, good playmaker, and overall has a good head on him and just plays hard-nosed football. A couple other guys I want to talk about that were given opportunities this week. Ronald Jones finally got his opportunity to play. Didn't have a lot of looks, but when he did get the ball, he made the best of his opportunity that he was given. Lowered his shoulder, ran downhill hard, even if they were receptions or runs. The guy's very good. He's proven himself. And with Clyde Edwards-Helaire on the IR, he's going to get more opportunities and give a little bit more rest to guys like Jerick McKinnon and Isaiah Pacheco. So excited to see what he can do in these next coming weeks. I don't know how much longer CEH is on the sideline for, but maybe a couple more weeks. So hopefully Rojo will continue to draw more looks for that offense. Marquez Valdez-Scantling made some good plays when the ball came his way. And it was also nice to see Juju getting back into things. He had a couple catches on the day, I believe 4, maybe 38, 40 yards. But with a guy coming back from a concussion, you don't want to put too much pressure on him, especially to protect his head. You could even see that he changed up helmets because it was more protective. One of the best helmets in the league, I believe, the Schutt F7, better for concussions. That one, the Speed Flex, Riddell Speed Flex, also like the Vices as well. So those are like your top 3 helmets basically for that concussion looks. So it was good to see him back on the field and excited to see more connections from him and Pat in this coming week. Next up, we got results from last week and predictions for the coming week on Joe's Crystal Ball. So the results from this week.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
I had Mahomes with 3 passing touchdowns. That was wrong. Not too upset. Still won the football game. So, it is what it is. Had that INT, like I said earlier. Get rid of the silly mistakes. We'll be fine. he said it, so that's the only reason I'm saying it, because I don't like to pick at a guy too much that's really been able to lead this organization well. I did say Matthew Stafford would have under 275 passing yards. He didn't play. The second string quarterback didn't play. So their third string came in, Bryce Perkins. We held him to under, I believe, maybe even under 100 yards. And it's hard to come in as a third string quarterback because typically you're on practice squad, not even active roster. So to have him come up was something big for the Rams. I mean, the guy was thrown to the wolves. That's what Kellen told me earlier. Just a hard opportunity, especially to come into a environment like Arrowhead, a loud crowd. It is what it is. But I was successful in that pick, saying that they would be held under the 275 passing yards. My boy Sky Moore, he had his struggles in the return muff that they took him out, put Justin Watson back there in the punt return. Awesome, good for him. But I did say he would have over 3 receptions last week, and he had 5, I believe, 48, 50 yards. Made some big plays when he needed to. He's starting to step up, become more consistent in the passing game, and it's nice to see another target like that. Pat's really spreading the ball out to everybody, giving everybody the opportunity to go make a play on the football. So I would say the Chiefs defense would have 3 sacks on the day. Chris Jones had 1. Georgie K, the Greek freak, had 1, and Brian Cook also had 1. So 3 exact sacks on a day, which is nice to see from our defense. And then finally, I said at the end of the game, this one was kind of Kellen's idea, but I actually really loved it. I really rolled with it, that we would see Chad Henne at the end of the football game. We didn't, due to the offense not playing as well as I thought they would. They'll get better week in and week out, though. That's how it is. Patrick takes a lot of that on himself, though, but that's what a leader does. He's a good leader, so maybe we'll see Chad Henne in the coming weeks at the end of a football game. Stay tuned for that. Now, into this next week, I have Travis for over 85 yards, another Pacheco touchdown, Juju over 5 receptions now that he got his game back, 1 or less turnovers committed, and then the Chiefs win by 10 in Cincinnati. Final thing I would like to say, I want to give a big shout out to Patrick and Brittany Mahomes on the birth of their baby boy, Patrick Bronze Levon Mahomes III. Very exciting to bring a new kid into this world. That kid will have a lot of opportunity in his life as he was blessed with parents. And Patrick and Brittany, they do have money, obviously, because they're both very successful people. So hopefully that kid is presented with the best possible life. I want to see him in 2045 playing at Arrowhead Stadium. So I guess we'll stay tuned for 23 years for that. Also, special shout out to USA Soccer men's national team. For the first time in a long time, they are moving on from group play into the elimination part of the FIFA World Cup. I know that's not Chiefs football, but it's something exciting to talk about since it's a great achievement, something we've been waiting for as USA fans for the men to also be successful like the women have been in the past. That'll wrap up this week's episode. Thank you for tuning in to the 816 to 660 podcast. I'm your host, Joe Ramos, and please make sure to tune in next week as we go over the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Deuces.